Hello everyone, I'm Rachel and I welcome you all to Executive Corner Expert Talks. Today I'm speaking with Jeremy Hurst. He's the co-founder and director of the sharing economy platform SpacetoCo. That is a web platform for sharing short-term rental of spaces. Here at Kalkine, we bring you industry leaders, successful business owners, market and equity advocates all under one roof to help you discover the insights of the stock market and help you understand how you can create multiple passive income streams. A very warm welcome to you today, Jeremy. How are you?
Very good, Rachel. Thanks for having me on the show.
Good to see you here today. So first off, Jeremy, could you please explain how SpacetoCo works?
Yeah, of course. So what we've created is a platform for the short-term hire of spaces in the community. And what that means is essentially we matchmake people who have a space to people who need a space and vice versa. On the marketplace, you can find all different types of spaces. It might be like a co-working hot desk. It could be a community hall or community centre. It might be even a tennis court. Or a cafe that sits empty in the late afternoon and evenings that can be a useful, hireable space.
Well, that sounds fascinating. Now, I believe your company was a winner at this year's National iAwards, receiving the award for Government and Public Sector Solution. So this is a huge honour. What do you believe was behind the achievement of this award?
Yeah, great question. I think one of the qualities we've had over the years is we just haven't given up. We've been persistent in our journey, and we didn't start out thinking that we were going to solve the needs of local government. And it was a bit of a pivot we did back in 2017 to take on the local government market, and it's just been a perfect match for us. We're a small team, but we've recruited incredibly well, and we've got an amazing bunch of people, and we're very organised. The founding team are all former school teachers, and we do know how to be organised and structure things, and that's definitely worked to our advantage.
That absolutely sounds like great teamwork there. Now, your company is a WA Local Government Association preferred supplier now. How has this helped your business, and what do you believe lies ahead in your near-term pipeline?
Look, I think being a preferred supplier, not just with Wolga, but with Local Buy for Queensland and the Northern Territory, what that's done is that's given trust in the marketplace and our product and our brand. So when you get on these preferred supplier panels, you have to sort of be rigor tested and go through almost like a tendering process. And look, I think what that's done is that's really just added some validation behind who we are as an organisation, that we're known, that we're trusted, and that we're worth looking into. In terms of your other question around what's next, I would say it's all around consolidating what we're doing in Australia and New Zealand. And we've also got some exploration work we've already started with around what other international markets that SpacetoCo could be a fit for. Our concept is one that translates globally, and there is no look, there are shortages of spaces wherever there are people, and connecting the gaps and showing what spaces are out there in the community works as well as in any other country other than just what we've got here in Australia and New Zealand.
Absolutely. And as many of us know, it can be quite complex and also quite slow to book council spaces particularly. How do you believe this process can be improved?
Oh my gosh. Look, the core focus we've taken to all of this is all around focusing on the customer journey. And so, you know, if you look at the process that most councils have for around how you hire a space, it's a very, very time consuming and there's a lot of back and forth to get your questions answered and to find out the availability of a space. And what we've done is we've given people the answers to most of their questions up front in the process we have, and that makes it just incredibly fast to find the booking that you need for your family celebration or your work event or whatever it is that you're planning. So it's purely down to the customer experience, Rachel. That's been the big thing we've focused on. Conversely, too, for the council, we make the process easier for them. Sometimes the councils have some systems in place that aren't exactly the most modern, and when we sort of give them sort of a more enterprise modern experience, it really helps them be efficient. One classic example is how they collect a bond for, say, a hall hire. If you wanted to grab like a $500 bond, that money has to be basically collected off the hirer. It's put into a trust account. Then the activity happens in the hall. In 99.9% of cases, they actually don't hold a bond. They have to return it to the guest. And that process involves them raising a credit note, handing that to a finance officer to authorise that refund, handing it to another officer to actually do the transaction and get the money back to the hirer, and that process can take 6 weeks. And you know, there's a lot of people in the community that don't want to be without their $500 or $1,000 that's held up in a local council bond flow. So yeah, we've really improved that down to automatically sending the funds back to the hirer. So once again, customer experience.
That sounds great. And as you mentioned customer experience there, what do you believe are the 3 key ways in which you create the ideal customer experience?
One of the things we've done all the way through our journey is user testing. So we do listen to the customer, we sit down, we interview them, we find out what it is that trips them up, what it is they love, what it is they don't love, and we lean into that feedback and we iterate on it very, very rapidly. So that's probably one of the core things we've done, and we continue to do all the way through the development of our product. We're a two-sided marketplace. So we have customers who have space to share, and we have customers who are looking to hire a space. And so we make sure that we're user testing on both sides of that marketplace. The other thing we do is we hold a quarterly session with all of our local government partners that we call SpacetoCo Create. And the purpose of SpacetoCo Create is to share stories, to lean in and listen to feedback around how the platform's being used. And from those co-create sessions, we've come up with some ideas that we wouldn't have otherwise learned about. So that's been absolutely fabulous. And the other thing we do is we run surveys, we have space reviews on the platform, and we glean a lot of insight from those as well.
That sounds great. And just finally, how has the COVID-19 pandemic either helped or hindered your business?
Oh, that's an awesome question. So for us, we've been focused, and we're quite lucky and almost just fallen on our feet in this way. We work with WA, South Australia and New Zealand predominantly. And if you look at 3 areas that have been largely immune somewhat to the COVID pandemic, it's been those 3 areas. So we've been very lucky that they are almost our 3 first core markets. So the impact of COVID has not been terrible for us. Of course, we've had lockdowns and disruption, but we've been able to use that to our advantage. A couple of things have come up. So first and foremost is suddenly there is this acceptance that we don't have to jump on a plane and go and meet somebody in person at great cost to our business. We can actually just do a Zoom or Teams call and have the meetings that we need all online, which is super efficient, faster and way less costly, which has been an absolute game changer. When we had the big lockdown of sort of March, April, May 2020, we actually doubled down on some development on our platform, and we were able to really take the platform offline and roll out a huge update to SpacetoCo. And had we not had that downtime, it would have been much, much harder to do that big update push. So yeah, we're actually one of those companies that says the COVID pandemic has actually been an enabler and helped us on our journey, funnily enough.
Excellent. It definitely sounds as though it has helped you along. Well, it's been great chatting with you today, Jeremy. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me on, Rachel. Appreciate it.
Thank you. And with that, I will sign off for today, but watch this space for more. Till then, stay apprised and invest wise with Kalkine.